Boys Gone Bland, Season 6, Episode 6, Ella Enchanted. I'm your co-host, Denali.
I'm your co-host, Ryan.
I'm your co-host, Jace of Seattle.
Oh, damn.
Oh, fuck. And I am Denali of Cool Town.
Oh, man. I'm Ryan of also Cool Town.
You're from Cool Town, too?
No.
Yeah, I'm also from Cool Town.
Wait, where are you from, Jace?
I'm not from Cool Town.
Oh,
What is it, Halloween Town?
They didn't let me move in.
He's from
Halloween Town?
Lame Town.
Halloween Town's a good movie.
I've never even seen it.
What?
But in case you haven't noticed our regality, we are on our second princess movie of the season. With Ella Enchanted, a classic. We're coming up on 18 years since this movie came out.
Oh, shit.
Which is terrifying. But I was kind of thinking, you guys, like, do you guys think it's time for like a modern reboot?
I thought that multiple times,
Yeah. It's been long enough. This thing kind of has a lot of 2000 sensibilities with the fashion and the style. Maybe we can have a gritty modern reboot.
I seriously thought about that because the production quality on this was like pretty low.
What? Really?
It's of its time. It's
Disney
technology wasn't good.
From that
I think
era,
only the green screen stuff was bad, but that was it. I mean, they spent yeah, okay, never mind. I'm just thinking of wardrobe, not actual production.
Yeah, wardrobe was great. But, maybe we can get like a more extreme version. Like I was thinking like Ella Enchanted, where she does a lot of sports and rides a dirt bike and skis sometimes.
Oh, extreme sports.
Like Ella Enchanted, and she's a cool sports doer. Is that anything?
Yes, and she's from Chico.
What's Chico?
Oh, it's only the party capital of rural Northern California.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry for not getting that joke. I was also thinking maybe like Fella Enchanted, where it's like a gender swapped version.
That's not bad.
And then, so who's...
If anything, we need more men in leading roles in Hollywood.
We can have Michael Cera playing her role, and then who would play Hugh Dancy in Fella Enchanted?
Anna de Armas.
Did
you know that there's a 10-year age gap between these actors? Between Anne Hathaway?
Really?
And yeah.
He was
I didn't get that vibe.
He was
11?
Excuse me, sorry.
How old is he?
Not a 10-year. He was 28 or 29 when they were filming this movie.
Oh.
Anne Hathaway was 39 years old in this movie?
We both made the same joke, and I think my joke's going to get lost in the edit room.
Because I said it first and louder.
Well...
You did not say it first.
I said it first. Well, depends on who edits the podcast. We'll see.
Louder's also pretty subjective because Ryan could just find just that line and just amplify the shit.
Yeah, well, I'll just de-amplify it when I edit it.
I wanted to talk about that. You talk about a reboot, and I was thinking about this during the movie. It bombed super hard.
It did, yeah.
And then I was thinking about like popularity of fantasy movies and just like box office wise. So in 2004, 1.5 billion movie tickets were sold.
Wow, okay. So that was like a sixth of the world at the time.
Fantasy movies, only 4.6% of the total ticket share that year. And in 2001 and in 2002, it was over 10%.
Wow. I mean, yeah, like I was looking at the box office that weekend, Jace, like it debuted at number 8 that weekend. It made only like $2 million. Obviously, Passions of Christ, huge movie, was number 1 that week. Hellboy was also in that one, so another fantasy movie. And then The Alamo.
Kind of ironic. Isn't that kind of ironic?
Well, Hellboy and that is funny,
Christ.
And then Scooby-Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed.
Oh,
what?
Wow.
Really? Same week? Oh, well,
man, I would have guessed those all came out in different years.
Yeah, and then Home on the Range also beat Scooby-Doo 2 narrowly that week.
Also a fantasy because
cows don't exist.
They're a lie by Big Cow.
I'm still going down the list. I'm not going to read all of them, but Ella Enchanted is very close to the bottom of this list.
That's
and it's
weird. That's actually really surprising because like this is a cult hit. I guess the word cult kind of implies that it wasn't received well on release, but
yeah, I mean this movie made $27 million off of a $31 million budget, which is pretty sad.
$1 million for this piece of turd.
Okay. Also, I just want to insert this in here. We always talk about how much the movie cost to make and a lot of these movies are relatively old.
Yeah.
And I Googled that too. This movie would have cost $54 million to make if it was made this year.
Jesus Christ.
Just because if you do a buying power relation, 2004 to now, $50
million to make this movie. I mean, it was a pretty big production. They had a lot of extras. But yeah, like, I really thought this was a big movie. I had to look it up because at the time when I saw it, I was like, okay, I saw it. All my friends fucking saw it at the time. Like, our entire class, I feel like, saw it. We were all talking about Ella Enchanted. It was hot in the 6-year-old scene, but apparently it didn't catch. You know, I feel like maybe coming off of Lord of the Rings, people were kind of exhausted with the medieval fantasy thing. Maybe there was kind of like this whole Lord of the Rings mania coming off of 2002, 2003, and they were like, give me a fucking break.
Let's be honest, the Lord of the Rings fan base and Ella Enchanted fan base.
You don't think there's any overlap?
They're connected only by My Little Pony.
You know, do you guys think this is due for a sequel?
I would like to see either a reboot, / remake, or see the same actors reprise their roles. That would be so funny.
Is the guy from The Princess Bride still alive?
Yeah, he just did something not too long ago.
And he didn't technically die at the end of this movie. He was just severely disabled from that poison crown.
Okay, that was weird.
Yeah, it was a weird
that
way
was
to do that.
like really weirdly toned.
Yeah.
They kind of made like, I mean, during this time, it was kind of like
right,
pretty much part of the sense of humor to like make fun of like intellectually disabled people.
Yeah, I mean,
but like I thought maybe that was just because we were in like middle school and that's just how things happen then.
So he could be in the sequel, and then maybe Ella has a kid who has the curse again.
What's the life expectancy of that snake?
That snake
back
definitely got ripped to shreds at the end. I think
I don't remember
he did.
at all.
Yeah, he definitely fucking super died. Maybe we can do a Ella Enchanted where she smells bad in the reboot, and that's a new one.
Wouldn't that imply that she smells good?
Yeah, I guess everyone smells pretty stinky back then, but she smells super. Like her curse, she was like the fairy godmother is like she's gonna smell really bad, and that's gonna be her gift. And then she tries to undo it, and everyone thinks she stinks. Is that good?
No.
Okay, what about Cruella Enchanted? And it's a tie-in
Mashup.
crossover with the prequel of 101 Dalmatians.
Coachella Enchanted.
Coachella, where she goes to Coachella, but she has to go see any band her stupid friends say that she has to see.
Ooh, that's actually a good monkey's paw.
Yeah, this is fucking bad. All right, well, cool guys. I mean,
I do have a bit. You
have a bit, right?
Yeah, I told you I have a bit.
Well, lay it on us, man.
If you don't mind me hijacking this episode.
Yeah, please, by all means.
Because I want to disclaim that I kind of foresaw the way that our trajectory is going. Like we're getting a little bit more popular. Like, and I think the Anne Hathaway season, I think, is really helping that. And this movie is probably going to be fairly popular.
Yeah.
I think. Like,
well, that's what the director thought. I mean,
the movie I think has been seen by a lot of people in our demographic. So I wanted to make sure that if we have any new listeners, that they don't think that we have a quality podcast here.
Okay.
And I want to remind them,
rest assured,
really, that I want to dispel the illusion that we are weird and we do a lot of stupid things, and we don't just talk about fairy princess movies.
Yeah, and that wasn't obvious from the first couple minutes. Okay,
so
what
I want to play a game.
Ooh, a game! I'm always on the other side of this. This is fun.
Play a game?
If I don't list 10 movies, I gotta stab myself in the eye.
Jace, put the pen down. It's okay. It's okay.
And I'm kind of taking the mantle for this because I have from Denali, I think. I have artfully titled this game. I've been working on this title for a while. It's titled Ella Enchanted Quote or Horror Movie Franchise Sequel Subtitle.
Oh my God.
Down in front.
I was testing the button.
Oh.
Okay, yeah.
So what I'm going to do... I
wanted to test it too.
Is I'm going to say a phrase, okay?
Okay.
And then you two are going to guess...
Oh, yes?
whether or not it's a quote from the movie Ella Enchanted starring Anne Hathaway.
All right.
Or whether it's the subtitle of a sequel in a horror movie franchise.
Jesus Christ. Okay, I wonder what the overlap is. Okay.
So I have a number of phrases picked out here. We're just gonna kind of alternate who goes first. There's a sudden death tiebreaker we might have to put in. But I had Julie run through this with me, and so I think it's pretty good. And you'd be surprised because it's like a fantasy movie, and there's some dark undertones. So every now and then there's like a weird phrase that you're like, oh, what does that mean?
Yeah, I remember like Ella at one point was like, "I will tear your fucking throat out, you piece of shit elf," and I was like, "Whoa, that must have been the one fuck they get in the PG movies."
So yeah, let's get started.
Hey, wait.
Oh, shit. I'm so
I've never
excited.
hosted one of the quizzes before, and Denali's never taken part in a quiz.
Oh, it feels good, Ryan. Do you know,
So
it's addicting.
I want to say
Yeah.
that Julie, my sweet wife, she predicted that Jace would win this.
Okay, all right. A little bit of motivation.
Well, Julie was mainly pointing to that Jace had researched horror movies for our holiday season.
I mean, does she know I watched the movie today? Like, I'm kind of
and that was a fact.
Yeah.
We do know that you watched the movie today.
Yeah,
and you guys watched with subtitles on, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I'm not
okay. So so I think some of these might get you.
Okay. All right. I want to hear. There's a little bit of motivation. That's good. I work better as an underdog. So
right. Okay. So let's just jump right in.
Buzz,
and you'll see how this goes.
I just accidentally hit it with my elbow.
So
should probably just turn this off.
Denali as the underdog. We'll let you go first.
Well, perceived underdog. What do you...
No. Let's come on.
So is this phrase an Ella Enchanted quote or a horror movie sequel subtitle? Next of kin.
That's it? That's the phrase? Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's just the subtitle, you guys.
Oh my God.
Do you see?
Okay, all right.
See what's going on here?
Yeah. So
it's not the whole title. It's just the colon, whatever's after the colon.
Okay. So this could be like, like Friday the 13th, Next of Kin.
I'm sorry. I'm supposed to tell you what franchise it's from. Or it's allegedly from. So I'm going to say, everyone, I'm going to either, if it's real, I'm going to tell you what franchise it's from. If it's fake, I'm going to...
Yeah.
I'm going to say, I'm still going to say the same thing. I'm going to make one up.
Okay. So are you going to give me a franchise?
Is the phrase from Ella Enchanted, or is it from the Paranormal Activity franchise?
Oh, shit.
The phrase is next of kin.
You know what? I think I might know this because I think I've seen a billboard recently. I'm going to guess Paranormal Activity for this one.
Okay. Jace, you going to buzz in? I mean, it's your turn. You don't.
It's Jace's turn.
I know you like buzzing.
I mean, it is a royal movie.
I don't really recall. I mean, that is something that they would say. I feel like next of kin, just because they were going with the medieval thing, and it's like the phrase. I'll go with Ella Enchanted for this one.
Ooh, sorry. That is the title of Paranormal Activity 7.
Bing, 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 bing.
There are 7 Paranormal Activity movies, and they all have weird-ass titles.
Future season.
Okay, so Denali won. Wow, look at this.
Woo! It feels
Who would
good.
have ever thought?
I don't live in the land of movies. Fuck you.
Is this next one an Ella Enchanted quote? Or is it an entry in the Howling franchise?
What the fuck is that? Okay.
The quote is, "Your sister is a werewolf."
And this is Jace.
Jace goes first.
Okay, I'm going to guess contextually that it would be the prince talking to Ella in this situation. And again, I'm going to guess, and this time I want to guess Ella Enchanted.
He didn't like the sister. The prince did super not like the sister.
He did hate her.
I feel like a werewolf comment would have popped out at me. I would have been like, is she, if he said that, I'd be like, oh, she might actually be a werewolf because it's a fantasy movie. I'm going to guess the Howling franchise, even though I've never heard of it. I just feel like it wasn't in the movie.
All right. The phrase, "Your sister is a werewolf," is the title of Howling 2.
Oh, baby.
It's a horror movie franchise sequel subtitle. Wow.
I'm
exciting
howling over
stuff.
here, Ryan.
Exciting stuff here on the GBGB's podcast. Okay, question 3. We're going back to Denali goes first.
Host Ryan.
Yeah.
How many questions are there in case I need to
We're not
have a
gonna
bathroom
remember.
break?
We don't
Okay.
answer those. We got some questions to burn through.
Okay, I got like another game
Okay.
show I got to get to after this.
The phrase.
You're double booked?
Yeah, I'm double. Yeah.
Can you
hard to-
give me a card from your agent?
Is
I
this
got you.
phrase?
Thanks.
Is this phrase an Ella Enchanted quote or an entry in the Halloween franchise?
Look at his face. All of these are just movie titles. Look, he's tricking us.
The phrase is Season of the Witch.
Oh, Jesus Christ. This one's so close. Okay, all right. Season of the Witch. That was a movie. I know that was a movie at one point. But Halloween Season of the Witch. There's no witches in Halloween, but there was no witches in Ella Enchanted either. I'm gonna guess the thing I know least about, which is the Halloween franchise. That's gonna be it for me. It could be in Ella Enchanted, but I'm gonna go with that. It's my gut.
All right. Jace, what is your answer?
I'll go with Ella Enchanted.
Oof, I'm sorry, Jace. This is the title of Halloween 3, Season of the Witch.
Wait, what's 3? So they
They
introduced
went
witches?
right to the witch on number 3.
Was there witches in the third one?
I guess so. I don't remember.
You don't remember? Okay.
All
Listen,
right. Okay,
Jace.
we got another one.
I got a lot of money on this. I need to throw this, but it's not working. I keep picking the wrong ones, and I keep getting them right. Jace, I got a lot of money.
I keep picking the opposite of you, which just also happens to always be Ella Enchanted, and I just keep getting it wrong. Should we just switch?
We should switch.
Because I think he didn't prepare any movies that were any quotes from the actual movie.
I don't even know if he's seen
Because
it.
I think he just wanted to talk about horror movies. Look at it.
I think he just wants another horror season.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, we'll switch.
Yeah, we'll switch.
We'll
Okay.
switch.
All right, host Ryan, we're ready.
All right. Your phrase.
Who's first?
Oh, well. Who just went first?
I don't remember.
It's my turn.
Okay, Jace,
Okay,
yeah.
just go first. Okay, is this phrase a quote from the movie Ella Enchanted, or is it the title of an entry in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise?
Ooh.
The phrase is oxen blood.
Are you fucking serious?
Wow. Do we stick with the deal?
I think we gotta stick with the deal.
Okay, I'm gonna go with horror movie title.
All right. And Denali, what is your answer?
Well, to honor the deal I had, I have no choice but to pick Ella Enchanted.
That's right, Ella
God.
Enchanted. There was oxen blood in a potion or a cream that was given to somebody combined with bat feces, and there was some sort of joke.
That was a good gag, Batox.
I didn't remember it.
Jace, I'm fucking freaking out right now. I'm 4 deep. You gotta get some points on the board, man.
I thought.
I am leaning straight into the punches, and I'm getting nothing over here.
Yeah. Why did
I
you
don't know
bet
how many
against
more of these
yourself?
suckers he has. Next one, I'm just gonna pick the opposite of what I think.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, host Ryan.
All right, we're back from commercial break. Thanks for waiting. This is brought to you by Dockers or something. Is this phrase from Ella Enchanted, or is it an entry in the Candyman franchise?
Oh shit. Okay.
Ooh.
The phrase is "Farewell to the flesh."
What the fuck? Now this one seems too obvious. Now I gotta think about this. Because there's no way she says farewell to the flesh in Ella Enchanted. Who the fuck says that? But does the ogre say it at some point?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It's gonna be he's like, farewell to the flesh, cause I'm gonna eat it. No, it's gotta be. I feel like it's in the ogre scene, but I'm gonna say Candyman.
So,
Okay, Jace.
Ella Enchanted.
Well,
Got this
Jace,
in the bag. I'll split the money.
I'm sorry. It is the title of Candyman 2. They went right to Farewell to the Flesh almost off the bat. In the Candyman franchise, they went hard left into gruesome territory.
Farewell to the flesh. Jesus Christ.
Okay, we got more.
That's not even a candy pun.
Okay, is this next phrase, Jace, a quote from the movie Ella Enchanted? Or is it an entry in the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise? The phrase is the Dream Child.
You fucker. Ella Enchanted.
Okay. Denali?
The
You
dream
guys don't have to pick the opposite guesses either.
the dream child, okay?
Yeah.
I'm thinking about okay. So I know Nightmare on Elm Street's about dreaming, and there are children legally in that movie. So the obvious pick is Dream Child. And now there wasn't no dreaming in Ella Enchanted, but there were children. So I think the obvious pick is I gotta go. I can't insult the game by picking something I'm gonna go with Nightmare on Elm Street.
Well, Denali, The Dream Child is the title of Nightmare on Elm Street 6.
Beep, beep, beep.
Or maybe 5. I can't read that. I didn't write it. All right.
I'm good at these games, man.
We only have this next one. What's the score? 6-0?
I think
this next one is worth 5 points.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Yeah,
all right.
See how this works here?
Daddy can make his money back. Okay, Jace, maybe you should hear it first to see if you can win.
Denali, is the phrase "one more night"
One more night.
a quote from Ella Enchanted, or is it an entry in the Purge series?
Huh. One more night is such a common phrase, yet the Purge takes place on a night, and that would be, I guess, an okay title for the second one, where they're like, one more night, or maybe that'd be the last one. I feel like One More Night is just a really flaccid title for a Purge movie. So I'm gonna pick Ella Enchanted for this one.
All right, Jace, what is your answer?
I was thinking about the party scene with the giants, and that, after Ella gave her beautiful, beautiful rendition of, I believe, Queen's.
Somebody Love.
Somebody Love.
Yeah.
Nobody sing it. That's $1 million.
That they brought in their giant robot DJ, and he was like, one more night.
Gonna be okay. Do it.
So I guess I have to go with the Purge.
Oh, I'm sorry, both of you guys. That is a quote from the movie Ella Enchanted.
No, Denali went with Ella Enchanted.
Yeah, I did Ella Enchanted.
I'm sorry.
Come on. Host, are you in on this too?
I thought you went with the Purge.
No, he's.
Did you know about the bet too? Are you also in with the betting people?
Okay, well, the score is 11-0. Good thing this next question is worth 11 points.
Okay. All right, Jace, look at me, man. I need you to put some points on the board. It doesn't matter how.
What's your over-under if you win by 22 points? How much are you going to lose?
I don't think there's I think it exceeds the GDP of the Earth at this
point.
point.
Oh, God, they're coming for you, man.
It's bad.
I'm going to try as hard as I can to get this right.
Okay.
All right. We're back from commercial break. Our mics were off. Is this next phrase a quote from the movie Ella Enchanted? Or is it an entry in the Hellraiser franchise?
Oh.
I wish it was like 1,000. The phrase is intentional infliction.
Oh, fuck. Wait, who's first for this one?
I believe Jace is first.
Oh, what was the quote again? Or quote or byline?
Intentional infliction.
Can you use it in the
franchise
sentence,
to be is Hellraiser.
Can you spell it?
I don't know
Jace, do you know what Hellraiser is about?
No.
It's like
is
these
it like
demons
Spawn?
from hell. They find people on Earth to play games with and torture and stuff.
Oh, so maybe one of them was about
more,
somebody who
like,
summoned them on purpose.
Obscure,
I've
intentional
seen
infliction,
Hellraiser.
where a person
Hellraiser's
decided
metal AF, dude.
to summon a demon to hurt themselves and other people, maybe. So I've got to go with Ella Enchanted.
Ella Enchanted, intentional infliction.
Denali?
Okay, I know Hellraiser is a movie series about people who get horny when they get hurt. So intentional infliction really sounds like something that would be up their alley. So I'm trying to think about, like, in the franchise, it's like Hellraiser, Hellraiser 2, intentional infliction, which I think sounds like a very 90s, like, movie title. But man, I'm trying to think of when Ella could have said something like this in the movie, or someone else, because she is, like, obeying commands. Now, did she hurt herself at any point in this movie? I don't know if she did. I think I gotta go with my gut, just for the love of the game, for Hellraiser on this one.
Wow, this is unprecedented in the history of GBGBs, because that's a quote from Ella Enchanted.
Oh,
what?
Wait, so
yeah.
what part did she say? When did she say?
So Jace,
is
you
it
get
the king?
It's 11-11.
We
came back.
We tied it up. We tied it up. We tied it up, Jace.
wow. We have never seen anything like that happen, where just one player comes out of nowhere with these questions that keep escalating in points and
It
just
never happens.
makes a last
It's
minute
never.
comeback.
And Jace has never
my
had
God.
that happen to him.
Okay,
Wait, so
we
is there
have a
tiebreaker?
special tiebreaker round
Okay,
here on the
okay.
GBGBs.
All right, Jace, I need
And
you to really
now
swing
this.
this.
I'm coming.
You guys, on the last episode, last ones, you could have been like choosing the same answer. I'm going to say you cannot choose the same answer.
That wouldn't have let me win though, because then we
Okay.
would have got 0
Well,
points.
right. Okay.
And I
So
legitimately thought it
now-
was the answer I gave to every single question.
Now, your options are
Yes.
one or the other, like quote or movie title, or both.
Or both? Okay. So wait, how is it both? What the
It
fuck?
could be the
is- okay.
subtitle of a horror
Yeah.
movie,
Okay.
or it could be a quote in the movie.
Jesus Christ.
Is this movie, or is this phrase from the movie Ella Enchanted, or is it the subtitle of a horror movie franchise sequel, or is it both? The phrase and the question is going to Jace first, right? Or Denali first?
I thought it was me.
Okay, this goes to Denali first.
What question number is it? Odd numbers is
Is
Denali, even is me.
Okay, well, it's tiebreaker. I don't have a fucking
This is
question number.
11?
The
Wait.
phrase.
What's the franchise?
Oh, sorry. I'm so bad.
Yeah.
What's my
It's
first time?
First time. Yes, first time.
The franchise is the Amityville horror
Anemone
movie
Ville.
franchise.
Okay. Never seen.
Ooh,
Is
sunscreen.
it one, the other, or both, Denali? The phrase is "It's about time."
Oh, come on, man. Fuck. Oh, shit. There's a clock in this movie. In Amityville Horror, there's probably a clock somewhere. Shit. Ass. I don't even know they had sequels in that movie. So what do I know about Amityville? It's hard to say, and it's scary. And I've never seen it. But I feel like it's about a curse or something. And one of the titles could be It's About Time. Oh, how many points is this worth, Ryan? Just so
This
I
is the
can hedge my
tiebreaker.
bets.
It's worth a lot. It's worth like 90 or 89 points.
Oh, fuck. Okay. All right. I can't throw this on national TV, so I need to make a good faith attempt. So I'm going to pick both. It's About Time. I feel like it's a common phrase, and maybe it could be a title of a lame-ass horror movie.
All right, Jace,
This
it's your
doesn't
choice.
seem fair. I wanted to pick both since you asked the question, but I'm not allowed
Well,
to
you could
because
also-
he chose. No, he said I can't do the same answer.
You can't do the
well,
same answer.
I guess the game's rigged. Sometimes that happens depending on the host.
I'm gonna go with just Amityville Horror. Then.
Jace, you have won the game. Is it an Ella Enchanted quote, or is it the title of a horror movie franchise sequel?
Oh my god.
It's the title of Amityville 6.
Wow. They never said It's About Time, Manila?
They did not say the phrase "It's about time."
They said probably it's like
The
at
movie
midnight
Ella
you gotta
Enchanted.
stab the boy.
Get quizzed on, Denali.
Wow, Jace, you really bailed me out back
You're
there,
welcome.
man.
You're wel- yeah,
Jesus. I
You
was,
see him? He's right behind the curtain.
I know. I saw him right there. So you really bailed me out. I got an appointment to the next one. I'm gonna try to throw that one as well and make a lot of money. So I made a lot
All
of money
right,
today.
that was how do you guys feel after your first time ever playing? Is it an Ella Enchanted quote, or is it a title of a horror movie franchise sequel?
Great game. I only got 2 questions right and I won. So it doesn't. Kind of my
Actually, you got
special.
3.
Yeah,
You got
right.
3.
It's fun playing a game, being on the other side. I like running games, but it feels good to be a contestant. You did a great job as host. I know it's
Coming
hard
up
to
with
put
like
these,
the
yeah.
supposed franchises that these Ella Enchanted quotes would be from was like my favorite part.
I don't know how you did that for some of these, because I was like, Jesus, he's got to really dig up some of these obscure ass lines from here. And I was gonna think it was gonna be more
I found the
obvious.
script and I was able to control F it.
Oh.
Wait, so you were going through movies you knew and Control F for those lines? How long did you like go like Dream Warriors?
Julie helped me. Julie was sitting next to me with a pen and paper.
This time it's personal. Oh man. Well, good game, Jace. No hard feelings, if you know what I mean. Because I made money
would've-
anyways.
That'd be a good
These were
Hellraiser title.
no hard feelings.
I don't get that joke because I've never seen it.
Because he got a boner because he got hurt. Because
Yeah,
it's about masochists. The main guy in the movie, he's like, I want to get hurt and then get horny at the same time, so I get this demon that makes you horny and hurt. And
They
that's
made 6 of those?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're not good, man. The first one was really bad. Thanks, Ryan, for doing that. I had a lot of fun. It would have been better if I won, but I'm also glad.
Yeah. Well, you them's
know,
the breaks.
Yeah. So I guess we can maybe get into what the audience is waiting for here with Ella Enchanted, our most requested, I guess, episode this season.
Oh, was this a fan request?
I put up a little, as I said last episode, I put up a little, Instagram thing, and a lot of people responded with Ella Enchanted. Obviously, Princess Diaries hadn't dropped yet, and people wanted to see that one, but that was kind of where I was like, people actually remember this movie. And I haven't seen, it's rare when I see a movie that I haven't seen in 18 years. Like, have you guys dredged up a movie that was like that old in your brain before?
What's that movie with the little animals that are like
Happy Feet?
Hoodwinked?
They're like they help the little child. It's two
March of the
mice,
Penguins.
and they're like down under, and there's a guy with a lizard.
The Rescuers?
The Rescuers.
The Rescuers. It would be like that one. Yeah.
It's
I only watched that movie when I was a kid and had a fever, and for some reason my mom would be like, "Today's a good day to watch this movie."
Wasn't that the same director from All Dogs Go to Heaven, where it was just those
same style,
weirdly dark animated movies with like crazy psychedelic undertones? Been a while. All right, I guess I got the synopsis this week. Ella Enchanted was released in 2004 and stars our very own Anne Hathaway as the title heroine. Ella was gifted a spell, or more like a curse, by her fairy godmother, which forces her to obey any command she is given. Hijinks ensue. Ella becomes an adult and becomes entangled with her new evil stepsisters and the charming Prince Char, played by Hugh Dancy. Ella then sets out to find her fairy godmother and convince her to undo this troublesome curse. And that is basically the setup of the movie. Hijinks ensue all over the place with this gosh darn curse. It sucks. It sucks to have to do. It's kind of like Yes Man, but it's not.
Oh yeah. Isn't
Right?
it like Yes Man?
It's kind of like, this is kind of like
So they did redo it with a male lead.
Yes Man is Fella Enchanted, taking place in modern day. Wait, what the fuck? Wait, he didn't have to say yes and Yes Man though. Like, it wasn't like a thing he was just kind of doing it, right? It wasn't like Liar Liar.
Yeah. What's up with Jim Carrey in like compulsion movies?
I don't know,
He
man.
has to save animals?
He has to. For this first watch for you guys?
Yeah.
First watch?
Yeah, actually.
Fortunately.
Do you think that this movie has the most hijinks out of any of the movies we watched?
Yeah.
That we've watched?
It's
we
like-
watched Snow Dogs. I think Snow Dogs is pretty high.
It's got a lot of hijinks. I
Yeah.
think this has a lot of like good gags and hijinks though. You know, she gets in a lot of funny situations. Like when she was a kid, this girl was like, "Bite me," because that's the thing people say, and then she bites her, and that was pretty.
That was pretty funny.
The mom was the mom who had known about this curse for about 10 years. She was like, "All right, stuff your face," when she's about to eat cake, and then just turns around and doesn't even bother to look at what her child is doing. So there was a lot of hijinks in this movie, I think.
I also didn't know. I wasn't paying attention I wasn't paying attention for most of the movie, but like.
Oh, come on,
I'm gonna have a lot
How
of
you gotta
questions.
give it a fair review?
We're fucking
You know what
professionals.
I'm saying?
He's making his game. You had to look at quotes the whole time.
Yeah. I didn't understand the mom fairy dynamic.
Okay.
So
Well-
I thought the fairy was the mom for a long time.
Oh,
I
no,
thought-
dude,
I,
when you're
I
born...
also I didn't understand what was going on, so I thought Minnie Driver was gonna be like a big part of the movie.
Right.
And I need to have a Minnie Driver related kind of funny confession.
Okay.
I thought for the longest time, literally until like in the last 2 years, I thought Minnie Driver, my mental image of her, was
Yeah.
the person who got married to the prince in England rather
Wait,
recently.
Meghan Markle? You
I
thought they were the
I
same?
thought her name was Meghan Markle.
Wait, so they were the same. You thought Meghan Markle was in Good Will Hunting?
Yes.
Minnie Driver was in Good Will
I
Hunting?
have no clue why. I have absolutely no clue why I made that distinction. Their names both start with M, and they're kind of
Yeah.
like Markle is kind of a funny name, and Minnie you don't hear every now and then. So like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm also trying to think of like other Minnie Driver movies because I think there was a point in the 90s and 2000s where she was kind of in everything for a while too.
She voiced Lady Eboshi for Princess Mononoke, the English dub.
Oh shit!
Yeah, Harry really hit a
Wow.
home run.
Minnie Driver season. But yeah, I mean, Ryan, when
She
you're
was
born,
Jane and Tarzan. What?
oh shit,
How the
yeah. Big hitter.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Huh.
When you're born, you're gifted a fairy godmother. And that fairy godmother then bestows upon you some gifts. And I think it was implied that Minnie Driver is like the minor one. She was like kind of she said she was a house fairy, right?
She's yeah.
But yeah, like I wasn't expecting, because I don't remember anything from this movie, but I wasn't expecting the vibe. Like I thought it would be a straight down the middle fantasy. But I was pleasantly surprised to see it was kind of satirical a little bit. There was kind of a bit of like some modernisms in there, and it opens with a guy riding a bicycle and delivering papers in like a medieval steampunk style way. I kind of liked that vibe. I kind of liked that aesthetic with this movie. I mean,
I would have agreed with you if it wasn't very obvious that they shot almost every single thing on a soundstage, and that they were like just on little sets, like with like fake trees and stuff, and like the leaves are obviously like plastic and bought at Spirit Halloween.
Yeah, I did read that they filmed this out in Ireland, like on location.
There were some on location scenes, but like
there was some.
They'd be actually like next to the water on the horses, and then like 2 minutes later they'd be in front of a green screen, like way away from that lake. There was
some definitely weird shots where it was kind of CG'd in, like you were saying, especially that intro, which was very odd.
Yep.
Probably read they spent like 7 months putting that together, and I was like,
worth.
that's not that.
Not worth.
I mean, maybe in like 2020's technology, but I feel like I can make that.
The title of the town wasn't even like centered right. It was like skewed because you had to skew it to maintain perspective when you like looking dead on, and it was off to the side, and it wasn't rotated right to the.
You think they weren't being kooky on purpose? Do you think they
No, they definitely were not. Even like by that point, when you watch NFL on TV, they have the line, the yellow line that like goes across the field. That's not really there, by the way, and that like will change perspective by that point.
Well, maybe they ran out of money to rotate it at the end.
The rotating guy's off.
This is one of those movies where you wouldn't be surprised if they were like, yeah, the producer was doing a bunch of blow every day.
This movie was based on a book, too, Ella Enchanted, from 1997. I feel like I read it in elementary school, like, because I feel like that was just a thing that was kind of circulating around our our libraries, and it's a pretty different kind of like Knight's Tale style retelling of that story. But yeah, like, what was your guys' first impression of the movie, kind of coming off of like the intro and just seeing the setup?
That it does not age well to a modern day, and that I couldn't stop thinking of really fucked up things that would happen if a 16-year-old today talked to a person with this curse.
I totally agree. I also, my first 3 notes are weird mom/fairy dynamic, and then I have Shrek ripoff. And then I had, this movie blows chunks.
Oh.
And I think I wrote that like 5 minutes into the movie.
Oh, damn.
I was vibing with it, though.
I was vibing harder than I expected. What saves the premise for me, Jace, because like, of course, I think everyone's mind kind of goes there where they're like, oh, fuck, like, I hope it doesn't go down a weird territory with this. But they kept it so childlike with the movie.
They kept it pretty PG. Yeah.
Yes, I was just kind of like, okay, thank God. Like, they didn't kind of make it weird. And I think certain scenes where it was about to become weird, I feel like they kind of did a little twist, or they flipped it a little bit, where I think it kind of saved it for me. I didn't have that weird reaction. Jace, you're making a face.
I think the only one that I had, I don't really even, is the one with the king, where he finally, he's told what the thing is. I was pretty uncomfortable in that moment.
No, I totally got you. Like, I do appreciate that king, he was playing it so fucking wacky.
Oh.
It was like, it kind of saved the moment for me a bit.
It's Carrie Elwes.
Carrie Elwes. Is it Elwes?
I have no. I was actually thinking that right before I said the word. I was like, how am I going to pronounce this? And I decided on Elwes, and I said Elwes, or something like that.
He gave a super fun performance as the like hilariously evil villain, like doing the evil laugh, like twinkling his fingers together, and then just the whole outfit.
He's usually the savior of the princesses. I thought that was actually a pretty cool term. And like Princess Bride and Robin Hood.
Oh yeah, Men in Tights. He was super fun in this movie. I also feel like Hugh Dancy as Prince Shar was also giving a pretty fun performance too. I thought he was like really kind of snooty and charming in his role.
I'm kind of surprised. I was a little bit, I feel like I haven't seen him in many other things.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't recognize him at all.
I thought the performance was good. I really liked his interaction with Anne Hathaway. I thought they were.
Yeah.
They've had better chemistry than some of the actual ROMs we've watched.
That was my thinking too. Like that first scene with them together, just seeing them play off of each other, I was like, okay, I can actually believe this relationship that they're having. Both of them were giving like really natural takes in that too. But also like that was the scene where I noticed the fashion in this movie, where the evil sisters walk up and you look at Hugh Dancy's pretty sick medieval drip. It's a pretty fucking cool outfit. I just love the blend of like the 2000s shit and kind of like medieval cottagecore. I feel like this movie might have like kind of started that movement, which I fucking love. I'm here for it, man. I want to wear like a weird medieval vest with like a rope as a belt.
Yeah, that
I think
guy
it
had
looks
it going.
tight. Yeah.
I think this movie was off to a rough start with me. Like, it was an uphill battle for it because I believed this was a different movie. And then only after I asked Julie, when does she go to New York? Did Julie inform me that we were thinking about different movies? Because it took a long time. I was like, all right, this is a really long bit. Like, the setup for this is really long. I thought this took place in New York. And then she's like, we have to go to the Capitol. And then, like, actually go? And I was like,
It's been an hour and 20 minutes, man. Fuck, I don't think there's time.
And so I thought the pacing was way off. And so apparently I was thinking of a movie with Amy Adams
Called Enchanted.
called just Enchanted.
And that was the movie.
So I didn't know this movie existed.
Yeah. And that was the movie, Ryan, that I sent you an image of. That was.
That's where,
right.
that's where me and Julie got engaged. And Denali was there. And then he watched that movie and then noticed the spot. Yeah.
Like, I like how we found like a secret spot in Central Park to take like a proposal picture. And it happened to be like this huge production spot for the movie Enchanted, which I fucking love.
Yeah.
Good spot, man. Amy Adams is in that one.
Yeah, I thought I was like, I must remember that wrong. I didn't know it.
I think it literally
Hathaway
came
was in
out.
that.
Yeah, 2 years apart from this from this movie. Yeah, and I think that one's also kind of like a fairy tale, bit of a satire too. But this one kind of just stays in world. The other thing about this movie that I think, Jace, you kind of texted us about this too, is that this movie kind of has a bit of like an apartheid allegory into it. Like they kind of discuss race in an interesting way, where they're talking about ogres and elves, and they're like, oh yeah, we banish them to this part of the kingdom and they can only have these jobs.
Yeah.
The tone of this movie is that Hugh Dancy's uncle, I guess, is like kind of wildly racist against ogres and is just trying to convince his son to keep up these policies that they put into place. And there's a little bit of like kind of like a social justice plot line in this movie, where she's kind of navigating between these different cultures within in world.
And like, it has to be simple enough to where kids who watch this will be like, yeah, I get what's going on, and I think this character is right.
Right.
And needs to be a little bit outraged at like Hugh Dancy's character for not doing more, but then also everybody was just kind of chill. With there were only a few protesters. Like, Anne Hathaway was one of 2 protesters that
Ain't that the truth,
human
man?
Protesters that brought it up.
And Hugh Dancy was just a complacent bystander, man. He's like, I don't know much about it. I'm good with the status quo. And it was, I thought it was pretty, I guess, kind of modern and timely with their perspective on that thing. Like, is this movie responsible for, I guess, indoctrinating me into progressive politics?
Could be. Could.
Okay, no joke.
Right.
I did think we were going to get a colossal joke where the giant picks up a human and just throws him into outer space.
Oh,
there was.
We got the slap against the wall, which not the same.
But I thought it was just going to be like this funny where guy
Team
breaks
Rocket.
the sound barrier.
Yeah, that would have been a good Yeet scene. I liked those scenes where she's kind of interacting with those other characters too, like the ogre scene where you can see their funny butt cracks. Was pretty good.
Yeah, I was not expecting ogre plumber crack.
And then Hugh Dancy saves her, but I was laughing at that scene because of how badly it was choreographed. Because when he comes in on the horse, I don't know if you guys noticed it, where he's barely fucking holding on. He's like, "I'll save you," and he's very clearly about to fall off the horse. And then I was looking at the IMDb trivia, and it was yeah, that scene was hard to film because the stunt guy on his horse fell off the horse, and the horse fell on him, and it shattered his pelvis in 30 places. And I was like, oh my God. Apparently that scene was a disaster.
why would you go on making this movie? And why?
And I remember like the action. I was like, they didn't really show any. They cut away like a lot in that scene, and it was really strange. But also the giant scene with the tavern.
The Giants are great. That was like the one part of the movie I enjoyed. Yeah.
I've got a screenshot of the movie up where at some point somebody's looking for a job in what would be the local newspaper, and it's got a person's looking for section, and it says good-looking professional elf seeking a similar slim attractive elf any age for discreet passionate adventure.
Oh God.
Oh man,
That's in the movie.
Yeah, it's in this elf. What's XXXV in numbers? 35?
35.
No.
Yeah.
Elf, 35, generous, seeking loving elf for friendship and fun. Status and looks unimportant. Please send recent sketch.
That's funny.
So isn't that the dad who's reading the newspaper?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he
He's
was looking for jobs.
he's looking for jobs.
Because he circled
Yeah, I thought he
abacus
circled
programmer.
one.
Yeah.
But he didn't circle none of these weird elf wanted ads.
I'm gonna check this out, man.
Misconnections.
He was doing abacus programmer, and then he was what was he? He was like a traveling, like, was it a spoon salesman or something that he ended up being? Because the plot line is that he was poor as shit and marries this like suck ass, like extremely rich family. Which
Right.
I think
honey, I said a man is rich and home.
yeah. I think it was like a man's home is his castle.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. At first I really liked the evil family. I thought they were giving like funny performances, but I feel like it just kind of went a little too far with how terrible they were for me to enjoy it. Because there's literally the stepsisters.
Oh my god! Like,
it was
the one
way too
girl
terrible.
was apparently told. I hope she didn't try and improv this, where she would like contort her face at all times.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was a really poor choice. Just from like an
Olive, right?
yeah,
it was
like
Olive.
the side one.
Yeah.
Like
It was really
as an
cartoonish.
actor, let's say you're, it's kind of like low level kind of character actor, like you do commercials and stuff maybe, and you get a role in a Hollywood movie. Like, okay, now you're gonna be the ugly one who's really freaking stupid, and we need some way to convey that without you speaking. So we're gonna have you twist your mouth into a knot.
I mean, isn't that a good thing? Because, like, if they were like, we want you to be the ugly, stupid one, so just do nothing and just kind of be there. But now they're like, no, do this crazy thing so you look ugly and stupid.
At what point in your acting career do you have the agency to say, like, I don't think that's going to be a good idea. I think it's going to make the movie worse.
You don't. You don't have that agency. You can leave.
Like, the other thing, too, about the stepsisters, the turn for me was the scene where they kind of tell Ella to basically just, like, tell her friend to go fuck herself. And they're like, oh, also say this racist thing to your friend. That was, like, really mean.
Yeah.
And I was like, that was just upsetting to watch. And there really wasn't a resolution until, like, the last second of the movie. So, like, this whole time...
I thought the best friend was going to be, like, the hero, where she comes in and saves the day. And, like, also figures out the thing, and they have to, like, kind of battle of the wills.
I thought so too, but apparently not. She said this terrible thing to her friend, and the friend was at the wedding later, just kind of implying that, like, okay, well, they made me do it. But that brings me back to the premise of this movie, because the logic doesn't really make sense, right, guys? About the whole you got to do whatever they say.
Yeah,
like,
really
have to say,
obtuse commentary directed into the ether could be counted as a command in this movie, which
and
it
it
does.
seemed arbitrary, right?
Yes.
Like there was certain things that could have been commands, but it wasn't, or vice versa. And I mean, couldn't the mom be like, 'cause on her deathbed, she says that really shitty thing to her where she's like, don't tell anyone about your curse. And then she dies. Yeah. And that pretty much just ruins her life.
Well,
I mean,
right.
couldn't the
What
mom
if it
just be
gets
like,
out,
well, the mom could have just been like, don't listen to anybody. I mean, I get why she wanted to protect Ella, because obviously, you see what happens when someone finds out about the curse. But she could have just been like, don't listen to people. Like, couldn't that have canceled out the curse?
Right.
Hard to say. I mean,
sometimes also
it
Ella
wouldn't
can,
have made a movie.
Ella can, like, be a conscientious objector, too. Like, she can, like, do
it
things
slowly.
really slowly.
That's right.
And sometimes she's just like, ah!
Or at the speed of light. The house
Yeah,
fairy could have just said, go find your fairy godmother as fast as you can right now and absolutely beat the shit out of her. And she would have reverse flashed, run to her, and like punched her through the heart. It would have been like, you're free.
Yeah. I think they can break like the laws of physics, right, with the power, because at one point, like, fate seems to change. The universe has like some sort of role to play in her power, and like whatever they say will come true. It's not only she will do whatever you say, but like whatever you say also will happen.
Yeah, because
I think that implication is that implication is strong, and this goes back to what would happen if the U.S. government got a hold
there it is
of this power and was able to weaponize it.
Because there's a scene where someone tells her to freeze, and she freezes
in midair.
So
instead of like getting cold, like why didn't they make that? Like that would be way funny.
Generate nuclear fission at a reproducible level so that we can make weapons out of it.
Yeah.
Explode, Ella! Explode! I mean, she could have, her fairy godmother could have just been like, go back in time and run through the Speed Force and undo, like what Jace was saying, just like undo the curse. There's so much direction they could have gone with this, and this movie would have been 5 minutes. They would have saved a lot of money instead of spending $30 million.
Also, I think it would have been a funny way to handle it if you had all these people trying to get her to do like these physically impossible things, and they kept like canceling each other out or having unintended consequences, or like splitting the multiverse and stuff. Like that would have been wild. And like she accidentally opens a rift to a different universe, and like this, monster comes in. Like that would have been cool.
Like an eldritch horror movie at the end. That would have been good. If I had this curse, I would pay a guy to follow me around. That way, whenever someone gives me a command, I'll pay him to say, don't do that. And every time he'll be like, don't do that. And then that'll just be kind of my dude at all times.
I think that's like the perfect kryptonite.
You'd have to really trust that dude. I don't know that you'd be wanting to pay him, because he could just be like, give me all your money and then forget about it.
Oh, dang it, another one.
No, the loophole.
It happened again.
I need to get my other guy to get my money back.
The crux of this problem is how annoyed I was with the fairy godmother. That was like, I thought that was so funny how they played that, where it's like she gives bad gifts, and then like we tried to get her to take it back, and she threatened to turn your mom into a squirrel. It's like, what other shitty gifts did this fairy godmother give to children?
Also, that mom was soon kicking the bucket. She should have went with the squirrel option and just saved her kid.
Oh, yeah.
She was going to die in a few years anyway.
Yeah. I mean, how long do squirrels live? Probably longer than this lady got.
If you turn me into a squirrel, does it get rid of the cancer? Or...
I don't think squirrels get the same disease.
I don't think squirrel minus cancer. How about that?
Is there squirrel cholera? I don't think... so that's it. That's the GBGB's fix it. We always give a good fix it for every...
Take the squirrel exchange.
See if your daughter becomes squirrel.
You know what else could have fixed this? A loving father.
Yeah.
A father that wasn't so stupid that he could not be told about his daughter's curse.
Wait, yeah.
So have that guy follow you around.
Yeah, what the fuck? He didn't... Did he handle the curse at all in this movie? No, they didn't.
The mom and and Minnie Driver,
right,
Meghan Markle,
did not tell him about the curse.
I didn't know that.
This dipshit was living with his daughter for years. And he's like, I think it's weird that she breaks the laws of physics sometimes whenever I tell her to do stuff. And just never, man, this dude sucks. And he married an idiot. So that would have been a good fix it. And wouldn't it be like Pixar's Brave if the mom became a squirrel and then she just had to take care of her mom the whole time and she didn't have a curse anymore?
We haven't watched that movie.
Oh, her mom turns into a bear. But yeah, I think everyone in this movie was giving really fun performances. I don't know what the production was like, but I feel like everyone had a good time. Minnie Driver is just always amazing in everything she does. Yeah. Obviously, I mean, we'll get to Anne with her Anne meters. But Carrie Elwes with this like old royal accent where he's like, "Oh, excellent," with like talking to the snake. I thought that was hilarious. We mentioned this earlier, but like, what was with the weird pervert room he had in the Hall of Mirrors? That was kind of weird. where he was like, yeah, this is where my brother proposed to his wife, and they were all alone that night. And then he's like sitting in the room where his like nephew's about to propose, and he's like, here it comes. Like, but he's sitting in this room waiting to see his evil plot come to fruition, because he'd found out about the curse. He told Ella, he was like, you got to stab my nephew because he wicked sucks and he's not racist like me, and you got to stab him when he proposes. And she's like, dang it. And she tries to do things, but he's like watching for her to stab him.
Yeah.
But like, does he just not have the stomach to do it himself? Right? Is that the deal? Because like,
I think it's like plausible deniability, right? Where like,
right.
It's easy
You don't
to
want to
frame
be
somebody.
what's nephew side?
Nephicide. Right. I think that's it.
It kind of sounds weird. It doesn't
Yeah,
sound
it does.
right.
It sounds like that's something I
Sounds
should.
like something where we should have Urban Dictionary before we started.
Yeah, too late. It's already there.
I didn't kill my nephew.
Mm-hmm.
Legally speaking.
I didn't technically. I ordered someone to kill my nephew. So
Well, he's also the first person who found out about the loophole.
what was the loophole? Was it?
Don't tell anybody I told you to do this.
Oh shit!
It's
That's
not like
right.
it's not like she ever used that excuse anyways. Like telling somebody, yeah, but she told me to. Like,
Yeah.
you could still do that, and then that person was also getting in trouble.
Couldn't she like also just like, I mean, Amber does this always like when we watch movies where she'll seek out solutions before the movie's over, and she'll kind of say like, why don't they do this? And I'm just like, please just watch. But she was like, why doesn't she just throw the knife away or like break it, or just like tell her friend about it, or like make sure I don't like get more people in on it without actually saying technically the crime. But then I think we're being the old GBGB script doctors, I think, a little too hard.
Also, I mean, that's kind of what the chain me to a tree outside of town is. Like,
Yeah,
like
that was-
fate literally will warp the universe so that the wish, the command will come true.
That almost worked until Lucinda was like, hey, I'm going to untie you. But like, remember there was a part in the movie, because she breaks her own spell, right? Like at the end where she's about to stab him. And she's thinking about all these times she listened to what people said. And the mom was like, what's inside you is stronger than any spell. Did she ever say that in the movie?
Yeah.
Do you guys remember did she say that on the deathbed?
Yeah, she did.
Okay, all
and
right,
I thought
okay.
that was the whole time.
Really? Okay, good.
I knew it was
Because
coming.
I was worried that she didn't say it. Okay, well, it works then. Then she, through the power of will, she doesn't stab him. It looked pretty bad, though, when he looked in the mirror and she was like holding the knife above him, and she was like, I will not be obedient. That was, if I was going to guess that someone was going to stab a king, I think that would have been the line I would have yelled.
That's
not a good.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's a pretty obvious crime. Not she.
Good
Like,
one,
she could have
Denali.
yelled something else, like "Oh, the curse is broken!" And then drops it. But she yelled the most like sus thing I think she could have said. And then she had to be broken out of prison, and thankfully the lawyer elf was there to bail her out. Which brings us to our courtroom corner, Ryan. Like, what do you think about kind of the law scenes in this movie? Like, we haven't had a movie with a law scene in a while.
I will say that when somebody says this person will have their day in court, they're talking about usually a defendant, a criminal defendant, but a party. They're saying, I will have my day in court. Every time they said that in this movie, they're like, oh, this guy wants to be a lawyer. Let him have his day in court. That's not what that means, you know? Like
I didn't
this
even
guy,
realize. Okay, yeah.
like, you don't say that to the lawyer, like, I finally had my day in court. Oh, what are you doing tomorrow? I guess I technically will also have my day in court. You know, like
I'm having many days in court.
right.
Yeah,
It's every day actually. Like
I didn't realize that's what that means. Is
So it's kind of
Yeah.
like, oh, I want
Right.
to be a lawyer. Oh, cool. And that's basically where they're like, don't they say something about courts? And it's just kind of like, it reminds me of situations where like they have a chess game on a movie. I think we talked about
Right.
this a few times, and like they set it up like freaking diagonal, and like they're using half people or they're using checkers pieces and stuff. Like, just Google how to set up a chessboard. Just Google, I'll have my day in court, and see what that means.
That's
Yeah, I
the
think-
producer's blow money right there, Ryan. We can't use that on learning.
that's 5 labor hours.
They
That's
said
just
it like
a little bit.
3 times.
Yeah. And then, he does make a bunch of like lawyer references, because, he pounds the book and he's like, I'm sick of singing. I want to say objection, Your Honor. And he says all this stuff. And then, he also said, if the gauntlet doesn't fit, you just
Must have
quit.
quit.
Oh, that was
Fucking-
pretty funny.
So
That
is
was a
there a
good
fantasy
zinger.
OJ trial in this world?
Yes.
he was driving a real Bronco in a low speed chase
Ooh.
across the
I did like his
one,
yeah.
his
Thank you.
use of lawful vernacular to bamboozle that guy, and
Yeah,
That's where I pulled the intentional infliction from. On my
Oh.
quiz.
damn.
They say intentional infliction of bodily harm,
Damn, that's good.
which is
Wow.
a kind of a phrase, but like usually it's like it's kind of funny. So part of the phrase of bodily harm is grievous bodily harm. It's like a actual
General
definition
grievous.
of a word.
Like
Forearms.
the Star Wars
Oi,
with
oi, oi,
forearms.
oi, oi,
Yeah, it's kind of funny. There's a phrase called grievous bodily harm.
It's where
And-
4 swords stab you at the same
Yeah.
time.
When in law school, I was writing that phrase and I wrote it down in my notebook. And later I was reading it because I write everything by hand, and I was like, "What the fuck does this say?" And apparently, I wrote down by accident grievous bodily ham. I thought that was like a really great like slip of the tongue, and that would be like an amazing band name.
Grievous bodily ham.
Yeah, or like a lawyer band.
So is it where like someone gets a ham launched at their body really hard, or their body becomes a ham?
I was thinking becomes the ham.
Oh Jesus, that's metal as fuck.
What about grievous bandily harm?
Grievous bandily ham.
Bandily
that's-
harm.
We're doing
Grievous
one pun.
bandily harm.
Should we
Just
do one
the
pun
middle
at a time?
word changes.
General Grievous bandily ham, I think, is a really good band name. I like that scene where the lawyer is or the elf is giving all this like big lawyer speech, and I think it's probably the scene you guys were talking about. And in the background, the ogres are just beating the shit out of his guard. Because he's like, he tricks the guard, he turns around, he's like, and thus justice will prevail. And they're like literally like salting his body and about to eat him. Which I thought, I love that scene. There was some gags, I think, that hit for me.
Yeah. All right.
This is
Should we?
I have a question about that.
Yeah.
One of the I mean, just throughout representation and fantasy of humans versus other creatures or, humanoids.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's very clear in this world that ogres will eat humans. But at some point under the prince's father, everything was fine between them.
Mm-hmm. You think they got a taste for it once they started like...
No, I'm just wondering
Yeah.
how that worked out
Oh,
with
okay,
like the
yeah, right,
trade.
the murders.
Like were they like it's like
Here's my theory with that, how it works in society, is because they do have due process in this world for some reason. So I think if someone gets sentenced to death, we didn't see any execution machines. I think they just kind of
Fed to an
ship
ogre.
them over, send them to ogre, yeah, and it just kind of mulches itself out from there.
so like in Alaska when a moose gets hit on the side of the road and
Yes.
you can get on the
Follow
list
the
to get the
line.
moose meat, and ogre's like, "Oh, am I getting a delivery today?
Am I getting a go puff of another human?
Oh, murderers don't taste good. You got petty crime like theft."
Oh, just murderers today. Sorry, Mr. Ogre. And so that could function within society. And, maybe if after facing like a bunch of
I don't
shitness from
think
humans.
that can function in society. the,
What,
same,
is that they-
the same reason the normal death penalty can't function.
This, obviously, we know it's medieval society. It's not that progressive. They probably
Even-
have the death penalty.
even worse.
And it's... Or maybe they just got a taste for humans once things started turning south and they didn't eat them before. Or maybe it was all a show. Maybe they just say that just to look tough.
Yeah, they were just gonna boil her alive. For
Yeah, they were gonna...
And
okay,
they
they
stopped
were
short
gonna...
of eating her.
They were gonna wicked kill them both. Oh, fuck. At the end, okay, sorry. The last thing, at the end, the evil prince. I did like how he exits the film, and we did talk about that because he basically mid speech just puts on the poison crown and forgets, and then just says
That
"oops"
was
and
pretty
basically
funny.
dies.
That's pretty anticlimactic.
Yeah, like that was pretty good. I mean, it was as anticlimactic, and I kind of made like a video of this too. It was just like the last Skywalker. What was it? Rise of Skywalker, where
Oh, I didn't
basically
see it. Hold on, I see it. I didn't see it.
you haven't seen a Star Wars movie that came out 5 years ago.
It's not 5 years ago. It's like really recent.
Okay. Well, I guess cover your ears, Ryan, because there's a scene in the throne room. You know what? You know that scene, Jace, where like the Red Knights come in the throne room scene, and then Kylo Ren like teams up with Rey, and basically like the prince and the princess basically just get into a wicked sword fight with all those like red guards,
Yeah.
and then the king anticlimactically dies.
Yes.
Basically,
Yeah, I know,
this is
This is
the
that.
scene. Yeah. Was it Rise of Skywalker?
I believe so.
Okay, okay. Let's wave to Ryan. There's no way to signal him. He doesn't
Ryan!
know. He's looking away from the camera, so there's no way he can know. Ryan, are you okay? Yeah, we've been.
And then the king
Ryan.
dies anticlimactically.
Oh, what the fuck?
Wait, I think it was Rise of Skywalker. Ryan, did you see Rise of Skywalker? Or
No,
fucking.
I know what
the
we're on
second
same
one. The
page.
second one.
No, do you think that's the Last Jedi?
The Last Jedi. Have you seen Last Jedi?
Yeah.
So you saw the throne room scene, right?
Yeah.
With like the red guards.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was talking about. God damn it, I fucked
That
up
was,
the
I
whole
like
thing.
that scene. I like that
Okay,
movie.
yeah.
I'm like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
one person who like the movie.
Well, I was telling Jace how that was just like the throne room scene because all the red guards were attacking, and then the prince and the princess fight him in a sword fight, and the king anticlimactically dies in both movies.
I completely disagree.
You don't think it was like that?
No, I don't think it was like that.
You don't think Snoke died unceremoniously?
No, that was badass.
I thought when he put the poison crown on, it was badass.
Oh wow, we're just different people.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll make
Also,
a
you
thought
good
when
should
there
probably
was
say
no
you're talking about
payoff
the different movie
to General
before the
Snoke.
spoiler alert.
The whole I don't want to get into this argument.
We'll
right
save it to this Star Wars podcast.
I like that payoff.
the payoff of him never being in the movie except for 3 minutes and then getting a lightsaber through the heart when he was supposed to be like
I don't
a big
think
bad.
the build up.
Oh, no.
is what saying is the
Palpatine
payoff.
is back somehow.
Wait, you
Well, I
haven't
don't know.
seen?
I haven't seen that movie.
You didn't see the next one, but you liked that one.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, we got
I
Star
heard
Wars
everybody
season.
shit on that one, so I was like,
Yeah.
well, fuck you guys. I'm not watching the next one.
Yeah. Well, a lot of podcasts do a Star Wars season. I don't want to do it.
I don't
but I
wanna
think
do it.
we
We're
might
not
end
that
up
type of-
doing it.
we're not that
I mean,
type
we're
of
not,
movie fan.
We're not. But we might end up having to do it for money. So we'll
we
see.
make.
Yeah, we make negative dollars on this.
All right, you guys want to get in the meters?
The meter. Meter.
The Hathometers. How Anne Hathaway was this movie? We judge these Anne Hathaway movies using the metrics of yore from previous seasons. How much was she in it? How Anne Hathaway was this movie? Jace, you want to kick us off?
Yeah. What is there to say? Anne Hathaway is Ella Enchanted. That's on the
Yeah.
cover of the movie.
It is. Yeah, she is on the cover.
Wow, I have not had the correct scene up on OBS this whole time. You know, I think this is it's finally hit for me. That watching some of these earlier Anne Hathaway movies is that she does have like a pretty commanding screen presence, and then she does act physically well, and then it's consistent through a lot of the movies. It feels like it's finally starting to the flavor is finally starting to get there. She's in the movie a lot, and I think she did well. I actually really enjoyed her performance as Ella. This movie's kind of wacky, and I guess I'll talk about my actual movie rating itself, but I think she did well. She was in it. She is Ella Enchanted. The flavor's starting to be there. What am I trying to say? Physical cues, but
Like the body language, or the physical acting.
body language, physical acting is really consistent through, I think, most of her work, especially when she's on screen and when you're focusing on her. And she has the very common the standing up straight kind of posture change and then look at the camera thing. I think that's been really consistent throughout these 6 movies. So I think I'm going to give it, I gave Princess Diaries a 9. I think I'm going to come down 1 for Ella Enchanted, but it's up there. I'm going to give her an 8.
Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah. That's fair. A solid score. Yeah, I was thinking about the same thing, Jace, because this is pretty much, I think, her second feature film. Or close to it. This is coming up really soon off of Princess Diaries. She's doing her second princess movie. I think at the time people were kind of like, okay, is she just going to be doing kind of princess Disney type movies? This was before she kind of made that next step into more mainstream movies. But yeah, I'm kind of seeing the flavor a bit too, Jace. It's kind of like, I guess, quirky yet confident, a little awkward, but also just really charming in the role. I think she plays really well in that space. She is, I guess I would say, an underdog, considering her curse is like a severe handicap, I think, in this type of life. So I think she did a really good performance. She was fun to watch. Her interactions with Hugh Dancy were great. I think she did a lot of good gags too. She has like this way of emoting with her face that I think is pretty funny and subtle that kind of sells some of the lines that she's saying. I think if it wasn't her in this role, this movie wouldn't have worked as well, which makes me sad that it failed so hard. She also, like, there's this one scene where she gave like a blood curdling scream when the elf town starts singing, and it was fucking hilarious. Like, they just start singing, she's like, ah! And I thought that was really great. Also, the scene in the tavern where she gives that rendition of Somebody to Love by Queen. She did her own singing in that movie. It sounded great. And then the kind of where they were kind of like ramping it up, where they're like, louder, more soul. And she was kind of going all in on that scene. I really like that scene. But yeah, like it's not as high, I think, for me, as like The Devil Wears Prada and The Princess Diaries. For some reason, I don't think she was as memorable. I can't put my finger on why for this movie. I'm going to also give it an 8, I think. I think it's a very good showing. This is a classic Hathaway movie, man.
Did you listen to the post-credit song that she also sang?
She sang the post-credit? I didn't.
She said, yeah.
Was it original?
I don't know.
Ella Enchanted. That's me in the movie.
Give me a Nami, I really need the money.
Please see this movie. The numbers are in. It's not looking good, so please tell your families to see it.
Oh, you could have said family and friends.
Oh, shit, that's why it failed. I forgot to say the second part. She recorded that after the opening weekend, and they put it in.
They went back.
They shipped it in the boxes to every theater. And they have to tape it at the end of the movie. Okay, right, yeah. What do you think?
Oh man. Woof. I guess.
Oh no.
Some of your points were kind of convincing a little bit, but maybe I'm just not vibing with Anne Hathaway movies. Man.
You're like Michael Jordan at the free throw line right now, about to dunk the shit out of this, right?
I just don't. Man, I think she did an okay job in an okay movie. But, like, I didn't really see anything that you guys are seeing. I was pretty bored. And it's not like she made me look at the screen. I'm not like, okay, well, this scene has Ella in it, so I guess I'll watch because it'll be a little bit entertaining. No, I'm still bored. This, I think I only laughed, like, ironically. Like, why did they put that in the movie laughter? I don't like singing stuff. Even if you say that they have a good voice, I don't think that's a good reason to do a cover of a song that I already know and put it in your feature film. And the actor who does it is not going to get bonus points from me. Like, I think that's probably the most boring thing you can put on a TV screen is somebody standing still and singing a song that, like, already exists. So I don't even have to pay attention. It doesn't have to do with the movie. It's just a song. It's just like, let's pause the movie for 3 minutes and listen to the song. An inferior version of the song. And not even like a music video. Oh my God, I could go on. But like, Ryan
doesn't like musicals.
Ryan hated Bohemian Rhapsody.
No, it's different with musicals, right? Because like, with musicals, the music is about, I don't like musicals either, but like, they're about what's going on. And they're usually like originals, you know? And they're not just like standing still and like saying, I just didn't like it. I said like 3 in my brain, but you guys I don't want to be like that big of an a-hole.
You can do. I mean, we have a 3 panel. You're allowed to, diverge in opinion. That's why we have the multiple judges. We don't have to be unanimous.
Oh man. I mean, I'm worried that I'm conflating it too much with my movies. So I'll go 3. I'll stick my guns. Right. I'm sorry. Okay, I'll do it.
Don't apologize. Hey, it's okay. It's that's why we got the 3 panel. Not all of us are down with shit. I've diverged before too. I don't remember which one, but yeah, I mean that's fine, dog. And is this? I mean, Ryan, you said you don't like hearing songs you already know in musicals. Is this going to be a problem when we watch Rock of Ages? Jace's other favorite movie, because we can't break his heart twice.
That in like Bohemian Rhapsody, like it's the characters singing the songs. Like for a reason.
Ryan loves Tom Cruise, musicians.
So it's true.
And Tom Cruise. So in this movie, it's like the movie, it literally just pauses and they sing this song that's like the characters in the movie did not write.
There's actually that song. I just read the trivia. That song wasn't the original choice for that scene. Anne Hathaway wasn't like performing the song that they originally chose that was more modern first, apparently. And then they like paused, and she was singing that song, I guess near the director or
I think it was on like the
something.
PA, and she was like singing along to it, like in between takes.
And somebody was like,
Yeah. Put that one in.
I think maybe my hot take is that singing is just overrated. I don't think it's that
Yeah.
impressive. I don't think I don't really like singing.
You like listening to like explosions in the sky and like a lot
No,
of like
but
instrumental
singing
music.
like, oh, this person has a beautiful voice. I don't care. I really don't. I really could care less. Well, no, I couldn't. Yeah.
You don't like vocals in songs?
It's just like as a skill, like, oh, I used to sing in choir. Who gives a like? I really don't care.
So
Anne Hathaway was walking around singing. They're like, oh my god, we really like this. I don't.
when you're in a restaurant and there is a barbershop quartet,
yeah.
what is
I would
your
leave.
reaction?
If
You
there's
would-
a
you don't
barbershop
like-
quartet
you don't like a
in my
fucking-
restaurant, if they're not just
Okay.
sitting there having
Yes.
having food, like if they're singing, yeah, I would probably just go to a different restaurant.
Why singing of the skills? Like, because I mean, playing a guitar or a ukulele well is also a skill that's trained in a
Singing of the
similar way.
fingers.
Well, I would
And-
also leave a restaurant if someone was doing those things.
Yeah,
but,
yeah,
like,
but no, I
everybody
mean your
talks about it
personal
all the
pref-
time. Like, I don't know, it's just this weird thing. Like, oh, this actress, did you know she was really singing? It's like, okay, I assumed she was because it would be really weird if she wasn't. And like, why does that deserve special credit if the actress is actually singing? If she's not actually singing, don't make a scene where she's singing in the movie. That they're acting. Like, oh my god, I just don't get it. I just literally do not understand.
Listen, right? I just feel like you're not being sensitive. Jace, who's the vocalist in our band, he does all our vocals and all of our intro
But
songs.
he's not in
I
the
feel
movie.
Like they would,
he's not
listen,
pretending to. He's not telling me he's pretending to sing and then is actually singing and is like, "Oh, I deserve credit for actually singing." It's like, no, just pretend. I don't care.
in the GBGB's biopic, which is bound to be released in 30 years, there's going to be a scene where Jace is singing, and we're like, that's the song, that's the song.
That
and they play
would
the rest of
be-
it. Yeah.
The same as the Rock of Ages in Bohemian Rhapsody.
Okay, so you like purpose,
It would be fine.
if it has purpose.
I don't want my movie to stop for 3 minutes and just have random song.
I mean, Ella was singing to bring joy to the wedding, and it brought her closer to Hugh Dancy.
Make up a
What?
song. Write a song about giants.
Okay, we're burning time here. We got to do the
Yeah,
movie
yeah,
reviews.
yeah.
We got to do the movie reviews. All right,
Okay.
Jace, what do you think about this gosh darn movie?
Contrary to my hathometer and a surprising inverse of the Princess Diaries, this movie for me started out really strong, first and second act. I was vibing with it a lot. I really liked the clothing. I liked the use of the green screen. It was kind of cheesy, but wasn't done the best. But it was kind of interesting. It was like, oh, okay, they're taking a shot here with the giants and the small people. I was really enjoying Ella and the prince interacting with each other, and I was like, it was a little bit far-fetched with the curse. But and then the third act rolled around, and it just it had to resolve itself. And I don't think with this kind of story and a movie that's made for children and the younger audience, you're ever gonna get somewhere that's like, yeah, that makes sense. It's more like,
Yeah.
what is going on here? So the third act really tanked it, and I was like, I was sitting on the couch like, I'm giving this movie an 8. And then the movie finished, and I was like, I'm giving this movie a 5. Because it's a movie, and for what it
Yeah.
was,
It technically was. Yeah.
for what it was, they put in some pretty good jokes that had me as a now adult laughing, appreciating the humor. We had made a text thread about like fart movies earlier this week. So the getting farted off the bench or whatever, that had me rolling.
The fart was my first audible laugh in this movie. Instead of, it wasn't a mouth exhale. It was
But
like
for me, it was pretty like ironic. Like, why did they?
Yeah,
I was kind of like
exactly.
laughing at the people who decided to put that in the movie.
it was a rude fart, and it blew the elf off the seat. And I was like,
And the
Jesus.
CGI was terrible. Like the special effects were
Yeah.
atrocious.
It makes you wonder why this movie. I mean, it had to be. I don't know why did this movie cost $30 million, but
It was a fart budget.
enjoyable but bad. would would probably recommend somebody to watch if they haven't seen it.
So you 5?
All right. 5 farts out of 10. Enjoyable, but bad. Yeah, Jace, I think I'm pretty much in agreement there. This movie, I think I was expecting something way worse going in. I was like, oh shit, like this is gonna really suck. And then, like you're saying, like I really enjoyed the vibe early on. There was a lot of logical flaws, I think, with the premise that I think kind of threw me off. It was maybe a little bit too silly and childlike in some portions that I think, it's a fucking kids movie, but I feel like some Pixar movies don't even go that childlike sometimes into that territory. I feel like if they made it maybe like one half click on the dial towards maybe like satire or stuff to make the parents laugh, I feel like it could have been like a classic. They were very close. I think the acting was very funny. There was some gags. The comedic timing was a little bit off, I think, for a lot of these. I wrote that down multiple times where I feel like the gags just, they needed another take or something because the gags and concept were funny. But I think overall, I think it was pretty good. I actually kind of enjoyed the like social commentary in it, which normally I feel like they handle it in such a clumsy way. And this one, it was just kind of like, like maybe this is a good thing for kids to see to kind of contextualize, like shitty institutional racism, I guess. And the message of this movie is, we need a collectivist uprising of people of color and the exploited working class to intervene in a government run by racist autocrats. So I think that's very tight.
And eat the rich.
And eat the rich. And then the ending is, it ends with a big musical number with like hundreds of choreographed extras, which for me, like I see that so little. So when I see a movie pull it together like that, where everyone's just singing and dancing at the end, I'm here for it, especially from like a movie like this, where it's just like a fantasy child's movie. There was so much joy when I saw that. I was like, fuck yeah. And after these dark pandemic years, I feel like we need to pass a law that every movie for an entire year needs to end with a musical number, even if it's like a Saw film or like another Marvel movie. I feel like the government should just subsidize it if the budget doesn't allow for it. For me, this movie's going to be, I think, straight down the middle. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I would shout it out to people. I mean, I think I'm going to give it a 5.
We could pass the budget for free healthcare for everybody. Or, hear me out, we can force musical numbers into the end of every film.
I think...
Is that JFK?
Oh, can we do President? That's a pretty good JFK. I think it is my duty to pass the musical number bill. Is that a good JFK? How many can you guys do presidents?
I was not meaning to do JFK, so no.
I hate musicals. That's a Nixon.
Well, that doesn't bode well for me. Yeah, I really think the musical number for me is where it totally tanked. Like, I was thinking, like, okay, I could maybe understand why people would throw this on. But that music on the outro, like, if it's not Shrek, like, miss me with that. Like, I really did not enjoy it. I'm gonna be completely honest. That was the least favorite part of the entire Anne Hathaway season so far. Was the musical number. Like,
and you saw the last thing he wanted.
Yeah, the whole thing. And the choreography had to be like really, really simple because there were so many people doing it. So like for a while they'd be like, oh, and Hathaway would be like, do like cross your arms, and I'd be like, oh, she's crossing her arms, like wait 2 seconds and then do it. And like it was just so not fun to watch with my eyeballs. And I think I'm gonna give this movie a 2. I didn't like it. I really didn't. There was a couple times where I was like literally writhing on the couch because I was like, can I go do something else? Do I have to sit here and watch this whole thing, or would they get mad at me if I got up and like went into the kitchen for 20 minutes? I literally almost did not watch the rest of this movie. I did not like it at all. At least when we're watching like Air Bud 5 or whatever, like there was some hilarious, like unintentionally hilarious like dog jokes, or like when the dog's paws like spiked the ball back over the net, but it was obviously just like a puppet. There was no puppet spikes for me.
Yeah,
I think
there was hardly any puppet work.
I don't have that much more to say. The ending was so anticlimactic.
There was a musical number at the end.
It's pretty climactic.
That's the most climactic you can get is a big musical number at playing it off. Playing it off, Charlie.
This movie was way too long too. We got halfway through it. We're
Yeah.
like 55 minutes. And I'm sitting on the couch. And I'm like, oh my God, how much fucking time is left? Because they're like, it's at the 55-minute mark. And you were right. They're like, let's go to the Capitol.
Yeah, and I was like, is this where New York is?
And there's fucking 40 minutes of movie after that.
I forgot to mention that, in my review, because it's an hour 45, which is kind of long for a movie like this.
Mm-hmm.
But again, PD, I feel like paced it better, and it was a 2-hour ass movie.
Yeah.
Right? Would your score change if you knew it was Ella Enchanted the whole time and was not waiting for Amy Adams' Enter New York Adventure?
Oh,
for most of the
very
movie?
probable. Yeah, but I think the other one's also a movie where they sing songs and shit, right?
Yeah, I think it was like a music. That one's actively a musical too.
But it's real songs. Like they made songs.
I believe so.
Ryan's own confusion strikes again.
Where's Amy Adams? Wait, actually, you guys,
This wasn't a rom-com?
Also, that I was
Oh
expecting.
no!
it to be
We're done with the reviews.
Oh,
we can't
sorry,
do.
I'm
We
sorry.
can't. Well, actually, I think I realized what the 30 million came from. Like now that we're talking about the songs, I think it was the Queen song, the rights to get it. I feel like pre-Queen song, it might have been like 15 million. That was Ella Enchanted, guys. Let us know what you think. If you liked this movie or not. Do you agree with Ryan? Do you not like musicals or the musical number of the scene? But next week, next week, guys, we have a special episode.
Who's that?
Off in the distance, it's me, Joe.
It's Joe.
It's me. I'm Joe from the other season from Speed, your hit episode. Yeah, we're having Joe back. Joe's not here. I forgot to like kind of have him call. I was gonna have him call in. I think he's running a little late, but he's gonna be on the next episode, and we're gonna do Princess Diaries 2, I guess, for that one. So stay tuned.
Maybe it'll be better than the first one. You think?
It might be.
Do we have any bets?
You know, I'll take that. But I think I'm gonna like it better than PD1. Yeah, I remember liking it.
I like Chris Pine.
Yeah, I like Chris
but he's
Pine,
no
yeah.
Robert Schwartzman.
I think he's in that movie too, isn't he? Well, we'll see. So join us for Princess Diaries 2, special guest-tacular, and anything you guys want to plug?
Is Julie Andrews in that one?
Yeah. I believe
She make
she's
it
in that
until-
one, right? We're gonna have to reel you
until
in,
then?
man. I know, yeah, she did make it. She's still alive, she could be in PD3. I think she's gonna be in all of them. All right,
Ryan's location's being tracked right now by that Julie Andrews fan page, and they're about to shoot a Stinger missile through your window.
she's in this movie. All right, so, and I hope she makes a third one.
Yeah.
I would actually
So,
be down. I'd be down.
stick it
Yeah,
to
we're
Ryan.
gonna have to do
I'd,
it. We're gonna
I'd
do it. Yeah,
give her a
you
pass
got to
on
do
that
it
one.
at that point. So, thanks for joining us, guys. 6 episodes. Join us for episode 7. You guys got anything you want to plug before we head out?
We're over Hathaway there.
We're over.